We had this previous conversation a while back ago, a couple of videos ago, about talking about what are movies and TV shows. Who's the audience? Who are they making this TV show or movie for? A couple of days ago I talked about Predator 5 on how, who's that audience? Who are they actually trying to make that movie for? They actually plan on making and proceeding with Predator 5, like, who's the audience? Because for, I would say, the Predator franchise, the entire Predator franchise, it's been majority guys that have been going and seeing the movies. Predator 1 and 2 being huge examples of the macho man guy, and that's the audience. That's who's trying to kind of get into the seats in the movie theaters. And we had the example of Terminator, where the Terminator franchise, where you had 1 and 2, great macho man going to see action movies, and then it just kind of went downhill. Then you go into the Terminator Dark Fate, where it did not do well whatsoever in kind of the box office and how much money revenue it actually got. Then you have that story of Indiana Jones, which again, who are we making these movies for? You have these franchises that you're just like trying to do as much as you possibly can, trying to drag the corpse of this franchise and trying to do something with it to make money. I don't know if Hollywood is just so absent of any like other type of thought or any type of idea of creating a movie or a TV show. But then we have this news story talking about how apparently they're taking the Powerpuff Girls, a cartoon that was made in the early 2000s, Dexter Laboratory, Cartoon Network type stuff. I mean, I remember as a kid getting home from school and watching these cartoons, and they're trying to adultify it. I don't know if that's a word or not, but trying to make it for an adult audience. I'm not understanding exactly what they're going to. Are you trying to go towards me, a 32-year-old person that grew up with these cartoons as a kid? Are you trying to make it relative to my life? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't watch cartoons. Like, I'll watch cartoons with my kid. I'll put on some Disney stuff. I'll put on some, she's into Barbie now. We're watching Barbie on Netflix and stuff. I put stuff on for that, and I'll watch it and just spend time with her watching the cartoons. But I'm gonna be honest, cartoons don't really speak to me whatsoever, and you're trying to, like, make these cartoon stories into a tale to, I'm assuming, going towards my age category of somebody that grew up with this stuff. Like, I can't imagine what Dexter's Laboratory will look like, but I want to get into this because the script for the Powerpuff Girls TV show that apparently is going to be on the CW was leaked, and man, it is facing some backlash on what they are wanting to do with this TV show, because apparently even in this article, even Bounding into Comics talks about how apparently even the cartoon back in the early 2000s, that was just a fake portrayal of what the Powerpuff Girls are in real life and what this TV show is trying to portray them as. And even people that grew up just like me watching Dexter's Laboratory, watching other stuff on Cartoon Network, are looking at this going, why are you trying to destroy the stuff that was pretty great in my childhood and now trying to make it relate to, I'm assuming, people my age? But that's the thing, like, I'm reading through this and like, I can't relate to any of the stuff like that. Like, I feel like my life went pretty well. I went to the army, got a job as a firefighter, had a great family, have some good kids. I don't know how this relates to me whatsoever, but apparently I'm assuming it's relating to some people. I'm just understanding who the audience is. Who is the audience? Who's the CW trying to make this tailored towards? And is it really bringing in that many people to watch? Clearly not with what the backlash has been bringing in, but we'll get into this article and I'll give you guys kind of my opinion about exactly what's going on. So Powerpuff Girls, they're making a live action movie or a TV series on the CW, which I would say, like, there's a lot of hit and misses on CWs. Let's just be honest about that. But let's get into this, and I just want to talk about this because the script was leaked and people are not happy about it. So just kind of going off through this. So right off the bat, fans of the original series are sure to be disappointed as the pilot reveals that the first Powerpuff Girls cartoon was nothing more than an in-universe cash-in for the Professor Utopia on his heroic identities with the adult Bubbles, even complaining about one point the cartoon was a total whitewash of the girls. So apparently in this live action TV series, Professor Utopia, who helped create, I think it's Chemical X for the Powerpuff Girls to be created, can we just stop right there? Like, the way that the girls are created in the cartoon, it's Sugar Spice, everything nice, and then Chemical X. How do you make that into real life? Like, how do you do that? How do you take the intro of the Powerpuff Girls back in the early 2000s, where it's a cartoon, it's make-believe, Sugar Spice, everything nice, Chemical X, holy shit, we got 3 kids. How do you make that in real life? I don't know. But anyway, apparently it was just a cash grab. Apparently he was selling these stories to Cartoon Network as a cash grab and telling the amazing stories, the abilities of these girls, and what they have. So in this, yes, Professor Utopia apparently was exploiting his daughters for money. He had an abusive relationship for the mayor's assistant. So that's nice. So Professor Utopia is just a piece of you-know-what. He's a POS. In the cartoons, a loving father to girls that he just made with sugar, spice, and everything nice in a chemical X. But apparently he's just a POS. So anyway, also too in this, apparently the Powerpuff Girls killed Mojo Jojo, and apparently Blossom's having some heavy impact from killing him. I mean, he was the enemy in the Powerpuff Girls. I imagine it would set a toll, I guess, for some people. But it's just ridiculous because you're going off a cartoon, a little kid's cartoon back in the early 2000s. I know I think it was like 2016 or something like that. They'd done a recent update on the Powerpuff Girls, but I guess it didn't really do too well. But yeah, apparently Mojo Jojo. Mojo Jojo in this. It's not an ape or a monkey or whatever. Apparently he's like. Apparently he was. He was the assistant or somebody that worked with Professor Utopia in creating Chemical X, but was just portrayed as this evil monkey or this evil genius monkey. I don't know what you're trying to do. You're you're taking things in this cartoon that was for kids and you're trying to like change it to where people are just POSs now. It's all these people's fault, and these girls are just, you know what? They're just super beings trying to run their life after everything. So, yeah, apparently, so Mojo's dead. Apparently, his son is now the mayor. The son's a POS as well. He's like wanting to say he's providing security and safety to the city. Powerpuff Girls hate him. I don't know. Also, too, Blossom's the only person that turned out normal, apparently. Like, she's supposed to be the pretty Powerpuff Girl. Yeah, her life's the only one that turned out normal because apparently she has, I think, a husband. And it's just, it's so funny to see of just how much they are just crapping on this franchise. Like, even the people, or crapping on this cartoon, because even the people that created the Powerpuff Girls are like, dude, this is nothing that we intended for it to be. It's a children's cartoon. It's talking about 3 girls with superpowers and stuff like that. It's just not real, and I'm not understanding why. Again, like I said, we're trying to tailor this towards an audience that, like, who's looking at the Powerpuff Girls back in the 2000s going, we need an adult version of this. We need to relate to people that are in their 30s or 20s that watched the Powerpuff Girls when they were little kids. It's just really dumb. So yeah, Blossom apparently has the perfect life. Bubbles is this childhood, apparently this Hollywood celebrity that's still trying to capitalize on her childhood fame. It's something about nudes wanting to be shown at. Like, it's really dumb. And then you have Buttercup that's in an abusive relationship with people. And this is the thing too. So Buttercup was like the tough chick, the tough girl in the Powerpuff Girls cartoon and stuff like that. But like even reading through this and kind of looking at the dialogue of what Buttercup is saying and doing, and it's like, I look at my wife. My wife is a tough gal. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. My wife is a tough gal, and I'm looking at this going, that's not tough. That's just somebody that just apparently is just abusive and just a crappy person. Like, you can act tough and whatnot, but the actual things of being tough are completely different than acting it. But it's just it's just weird. It really is. And the more you just go through it, and again, this is one thing that, the script was leaked. People didn't know if it was actually real or not. It was coming out, yes, it is real. The network, or I guess the people that were creating this TV show were trying to get it removed, and it faced a lot of backlash for what was in the script. And you can go through countless videos of people reading the script and it just being one of the most atrocious things I've ever seen. I mean, even this video that's on Bounding in the Comics of somebody actually reading the script and going through, and it's just gross. But this is the thing, like, again, who's this cartoon made, or who's this TV show, this TV show on CW of telling the real life story of the Powerpuff Girls, who is make-believe it's a cartoon, for the love of God. who is this made for? Like, who is the audience? If you're getting this big of a backlash to it, apparently you're not hitting your key demos. And there is a rework apparently in the creation of this. Apparently the pilot episode is just not doing it, but it's odd. It really is odd to take something that was a cartoon back in the 2000s and say, you know what? There's a way to actually make this to where people in this, like Professor Utopia, who's a loving father in the cartoon, yeah, he's a POS. He's an abusive relationship. He abuses, the assistant mayor and stuff like that. Mojo Jojo, he's dead. His son's also POS. But we're gonna go through the trauma of the ladies. It's odd. It really is odd. And again, I don't know who this is made for. Maybe it's made for you. I don't know what your life experiences is, but apparently if you're living the life experience of some of the girls in this in this cartoon, I would question and be like, maybe you can change your life a little bit. But yeah, it's very funny of seeing the backlash to this. And again, like I said, it's a cartoon, man. It's a cartoon that was made back in the early 2000s. That for some reason, apparently a studio out there is thinking, hey, you know what? Let's tailor make this. Let's make it towards people that are in their 20s and 30s that grew up with this cartoon and are wanting to now apparently make it an adult an adult TV show. I don't know. I don't think it's going to work, and I think it's just kind of a goofy thing that's happening recently that I think Hollywood literally is just hurting on being able to create something unique and new, and not something that's a franchise that's several decades old or a TV show that's a couple decades old now, and trying to destroy it or try to manipulate it in a way that just is not the way to go with these things. But let me know in the comments below. Just wanted to give you guys my opinion about it. I think it's just kind of a goofy thing, but Hollywood is bankrupt, man. They have no new ideas. Actually, hold on real quick. I watched the Tomorrow War with Chris Pratt. Actually looks pretty good. So definitely check that out. If you guys have not actually seen that trailer, it looked pretty good. But I don't know what it comes to when it comes to the Hollywood being able to create new ideas and new IPs. But man, it just seems like they are just trying everything they possibly can to see what sticks to the wall. So anyway, let me know what in the comments below. What do you guys think about this story? Have a great rest of the day, and I look forward to talking to you guys all next time.